Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and I gotta tell you something. I am missing travel so very much right now. I'm sure so many of you are in the same boat. Like, whether it's to a new place we never have been to before, or our favorite place that we love to travel to, none of us can really do it right now. And one of my favorite places in the entire world, and I've been there quite a few times, is Italy. Italia! Talk about a gorgeous place with gorgeous people and just the best food some of the best food I've ever had in my entire life. Truly. Truly, truly, truly. Whether it's the Amalfi Coast, or we're in Rome, or if we're in, like, you know, the Boots, wherever you are in Italy, it's all amazing, no matter what. Tuscany, don't even get me started on that either. So, I've decided to make a pasta dish today that's going to focus on the flag of Italy. Now let's think about it. We have three sauces that are very, very common to Italy. We have a green sauce, which is pesto. We have a white sauce, an alfredo, and a red sauce, which is marinara, or really any kind of red sauce. And that also happens to make up the Italian flag now, doesn't it? It does. So how about we marry all three of those, in case we can't decide which sauce they want, into one, and make it the most delectable, divine, and simplest pasta dish ever. Guys, I am calling this one Pasta Italia, because, well, I love Italy, and I miss it a great, great deal. And I can't wait to go again, and I'm just gonna bring some Italy to my bowl right now, and you're gonna do it with me. So while you don't have to break out the passports or buckle up the seatbelts that barely fit me sometimes, especially after eating this dish, we're gonna go right to the Instant Pot instead and bring Italy to us. Pasta Italia in the Instant Pot. Let's do it up. Let's begin with one large shallot, which is an oblong type of onion, diced. Okay, so this is optional, but if you want some meat in this pasta dish, after all, we are calling it Pasta Italia, I feel like you gotta have some meat in there. I'm adding a pound of Italian sausage. You could use either hot or sweet. This is gonna be hot sausage. It's usually not even that spicy anyway. And I'm just going to cut these up into 1/4-inch pieces. And there you have it, nice and sliced up into about 1/4-inch pieces here, like that. But let me show you how I did this. The easiest way to do this so it doesn't really fall apart is to pop this in the freezer for about 10 minutes before you cut it. And then look, once you do so, it firmly cuts the sausage without any spillage coming out of the sides perfectly, just like that. So there you go. Pop it in the freezer for 10 minutes before you cut it up. And by the way, I'm cutting each piece up into about, 4 pieces. That's about how it works out. But let's fast forward and get all these sausages sliced. And now we're moving on. Alright, now I want to go to the Instant Pot and I want to add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, as well as 2 tablespoons or 1/4 of a stick of salted butter. So now I'll come to the control panel on the Instant Pot, so I'll hit the saute button and make sure I'm on the more or the high setting, okay? And once our butter's melted and bubbling, I'm going to add in my shallots. And I'm going to saute that in the butter and the oil for about 2 minutes. I love shallots, they're so fragrant. That means, like, they smell really good in fancy cooking speak. And after about 2 minutes of sauteing our shallots in that amazing butter oil bath, I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon or 3 cloves of crushed or minced garlic. And we'll saute that for another minute. And after a minute of the garlic sauteing, I'm gonna now add in my optional sausage. Could be either sweet or hot Italian sausage. I'm adding a pound. You don't have to add this, but again, Pasta Italia, come on, it's gotta be meaty, right? I'm adding that in there. And I'm gonna saute the sausage for about another 2 to 3 minutes until it becomes brown. It won't have to be fully cooked by now, that'll happen under pressure. Alright, and after about 2 to 3 minutes of sauteing and browning the sausage, we're going to add in 3 cups of a broth of your choice. I'm using garlic broth, but you could use chicken broth, you could use beef broth, you could use vegetable broth, you could use any kind of broth you want. As well as 1.5 cups of your favorite marinara sauce, and I'm using Victoria for this. Whatever kind you use, just make sure it's not super duper thick. See how this is moving around? This is perfect. I'm adding 1.5 cups of that to the pot here. I'm also adding in 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper and about a loosely packed cup of fresh basil leaves. I love me some basil. And now I'm just going to stir everything around, make sure everything gets nice and combined in here. Scrape the bottom of the pot, make sure that there's nothing sticking to it, and there shouldn't be, because the butter and the oil should help with that. Alright, now it's time to add our pasta. And for the pasta, I'm going to use 1 pound or 1 box of mezze penne. It's like a mini penne. It's also known as mini penne on some boxes, or penne rigati on other brands. It depends on what you're using, but I really love it for this. But you can use really any short form pasta for it. Just empty that into the pot. And I'm gonna smooth it out with my spatula. I am not going to stir this in. We never stir in pasta usually, ever, because we don't want it to get all clogged up with everything else going on. Kind of just let it sit there and float so it's nice and submerged underneath the broth. And like I said, it's Pasta Italia. It's gotta be meaty in my opinion, but it doesn't have to be. I already have the sausage in there, and now I'm adding in some meatballs. And I know that what you're thinking. Some of you are looking at this and saying, Jeffrey, frozen meatballs, really? And I hear you, I get it. But let's not forget, some people don't have time to make their own meatballs, and we want this to be quick. If you want to make your own meatballs, I have a great recipe for that, and I'll link it in the recipe so you can make them yourself. Just put them on top of everything. Do not stir them in, just simply, again, just like smooth them out, make sure they're evenly distributed, and that's it, guys. We're ready to pressure cook. We're gonna secure our lid, make sure that we're in the sealing position. Now let's hit the cancel or the keep warm cancel button depending on your model, and then hit the pressure cook or manual button depending on your model, and we wanna go, guys, for 6 minutes at high pressure. And now that we're done, we're gonna finish with a quick release. And I know it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The pin has just dropped, so let's take that lid off. And there it is, guys, our pasta. Okay, and now it comes time to truly make this Pasta Italia. First, let's get in there and give everything a stir. Look at how perfectly that pasta's cooked. Just perfectly. All right, we got the sausage now mixed up with our meatballs, nice and meaty. Love having the best of both worlds in here. And now we're gonna put on the finishing touches. Now, I'm calling this Pasta Italia for a main reason here. Not only do we have amazing meat going on in there, and some basil, of course, that's essential in my opinion, although of course you could leave the meatballs and the sausage out, don't leave out the basil, but it's also about the flag of Italy here. We're talking green, white, and red. You see where I'm going with this? Guys, we already have the red sauce in there, although we're gonna add a little bit more at the very end, but we also have to add in some green and white. So let's start with the left portion of the Italian flag that's nice and green. And guys, that's for pesto sauce right here. We're adding a half a cup. Now, you can totally just use this kind that I got from Costco. I love that kind. Or you can make your own. I'll link in the recipe how you can make it. I'll put the instructions in there. And now we need our white sauce, which would be an alfredo type of sauce. And I'm gonna add in a half a cup of some heavy cream, or you could use half and half for that. As well as a half a cup of a grated Parmesan cheese. I did that freshly. And I mean, did you think I'd be doing this recipe without some Boursin in there? I'm not being sponsored by them with this post, at the time of this post anyway. I just love this stuff. It's a 5.2 ounce thing of Boursin, which you normally find at a charcuterie board or on the cheese plate at parties. It looks like this, and I've cut it up into little pieces to help it meld into there easily. You can also use a half a brick, which is 4 ounces of cream cheese instead, or any type of spreadable herb cheese will do. And another half a cup of marinara sauce. Just adding that in there for some extra measure here at the end. So we have green, white, and red. The flag of Italy in a pasta, and now we're gonna stir it all together until everything gets nice and combined here. And once that spreadable herb cheese is totally melded into the sauce, that's when we're all set here. So just make sure you don't really see any big globs of white, and then we're good. And there we go, guys. Everything is perfectly melded in. Look at how perfectly this pasta cooks. I love mezze penne or penne rigati. It's just perfect. It's super Instant Pot friendly. Look at this. All of our sauces all combined. But now, if we want to give it one more final touch, let's do that. Now, this is completely optional, but should you wish to give your pasta a cheesy top, which is going to have a little bit of a bubbliness to it, add on some mozzarella cheese. About a cup's worth will do just fine here. And now we're going to give the cheese a little melt, and I'm just going to do that without even moving anything from the pot. And just putting the air fryer lid right on top and just hit the broil button. And I'm gonna go for literally about 2 minutes. That should be more than enough time. And let it go. This is called al forno when you bake your pasta. Of course, you don't have to add the cheese at all. But if you do want to do this and you don't have an air fryer lid, you can simply transfer the pasta to a casserole dish, cover it in cheese there as little or as much as you'd like, broil it in the oven for a few minutes, and just keep an eye on it until it's that wonderful, beautiful, bubbly brown color. And then you're ready to serve. Alright, and there we go, and glorious. Now there is our Pasta Italia al forno, and I'm gonna now serve this up, guys. Just look at this heaven in a pot. Let's do it up. Alright, now let's get some of this amazingness into a bowl. This is some seriously intense pasta here in the best way possible. Look at all those meatballs and the sausage and the pasta and that sauce. Maybe get a little fancy and add a little bit more freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano on top. Can you believe when I say things like that? It sounds so ridiculous. A Jewish boy from Long Island. Try this out all old school Italian. And maybe some fresh basil on top if you'd like. Or, you know what? You could do it really upright and really make it a true Pasta Italia if... Mangia. And here it is, guys. My Pasta Italia all ready to go. Cannot wait to try this out. And let's do it upright, alright, shall we? Okay, I don't know if what I've just created in this bowl is even illegal. That's how good this is. Make this dish. Just make this. I can assure you, if you like pasta, and if you like pesto, and if you like alfredo and marinara sauce, and meatballs and sausage, you've just met your new favorite dish. It's as simple as that, really. How did I not do this before? Guys, this thing is beyond sublime. Sublime. And I love that we put the 3 colors of the Italian flag in here to make it, in my opinion, a true Italian pasta dish representing the best parts of Italy and of all. And it's like, it's a surprise every time. Is it a sausage? Is it a meatball? Is it pesto? Is it alfredo? Is it marinara? Is it basil? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's all going in the same place and it's beyond divine. Sinful, actually, in the best possible way. You see what I did with that one, didn't you? I know I'm rolling my eyes too, you just can't see it. Well, I just found my new favorite pasta dish. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, check out pressurelovecooking.com because I have a slew of videos there and recipes, all for you to just peruse online. Check it out. Check it out. Each and every recipe has a video just like this one to accommodate it as well, so there's no guessing. I guide you along the way. You just have to put up with my shtick, you know? I also have a cookbook out, guys. It's an international bestseller, the Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook, which has 100 recipes in it with step-by-step photos for everyone and stunning photos of every single dish. So you're not gonna have to guess what it looks like when it's done. It shows you, I show you. Also a timing bar, everything is in there. All the guesswork out of the equation. It couldn't be easier to follow. And on top of it all, the recipes truly are fantastic. And check me out at facebook.com/pressurelovecooking and like that page for any time a new recipe comes out like this one. Deals on items, tips, things of that nature, humor. We gotta laugh through life right now, don't we? And at Pressure Love Cooking on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube. Subscribe to me there as well. Thank you so much again, guys. And just remember, when you use your Instant Pot, just imagine the possibilities. Enjoy. Forget about it. Forget about it. I don't care if I'm talking with my mouth full. It's so good.